You know, in the fields of market economics and individualist ethics, licensing is understood as the state stealing your God-given right to engage in free enterprise and voluntary association, then selling it back to you after you beg. And the socialist enclave of Oregon is a perfect example of the state doing just that, then revoking its permission slip because its agents didn't like the fact that a doctor had a different opinion than the government orthodoxy about mask wearing. Hi everyone, I'm Gardner Goldsmith for MRCTV, and here's the story. The Washington Post's Hannah Knowles reports that Stephen LaTulippe, a Dallas, Oregon-based physician, told a Salem public gathering last month that he and his staff do not wear masks. Or, to be more precise, Ms. Knowles put it this way. Last month, he urged Trump supporters gathering in Salem, Oregon to, quote, take off the mask of shame, end quote, though hardly a covered face was in sight, and said proudly to claps and cheers that none of his clinic staff wore the simple accessories shown to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. But the phrasing of that is misleading. The doctor didn't say the masks prevent the spread of the coronavirus. Ms. Knowles said that the masks prevent it, and such a statement is debatable. And in late winter last year, the great tax-devouring demigod Anthony Fauci himself said that masks weren't useful to stop the spread.
Now, when you see people and look at the films in China and South Korea, whatever, everybody's wearing a mask. Right now in the United States, people should not be walking around with masks.
You're sure of it? Because people are listening really closely to this.
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask.
And not many months thereafter, he got caught not wearing a mask while sitting in a baseball stadium with two other folks. Should Fauci lose his medical license and be subtly derided by Ms. Knowles and the state bureaucrats in Oregon?
When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is.
Dr. LaTulippe has lost his license, but of course, he was in private practice, engaging in voluntary exchange of payment for services. He wasn't engaged in the noble activity of living off the expropriated tax cash of others. Writes Knowles. Explaining the suspension in a written order Friday, the Oregon Medical Board said LaTulippe's disdain for public health measures went far beyond staff going maskless. The Dallas, Oregon-based doctor not only fails to take basic precautions, the board said, but, quote, actively promotes transmission of the virus within the extended community, end quote, by his poor example. The board alleges that LaTulippe regularly misinforms patients, especially elderly ones and children, with warnings that mask wearing is, quote, very dangerous, end quote, and can lead to serious health issues. What's interesting in that quote is that we don't know whether LaTulippe said it was very dangerous or the board said he said it was very dangerous. But we'll just leave that great journalism aside. Of course, as I've noted at MRCTV, LaTulippe is not alone among doctors in his concern. And one aspect of this should bring to light how the coercive government mandate of licensing blinds many people to the nature of market exchange. Knowles writes, the state board's catalog of concerns begins with LaTulippe's alleged July advice to a patient. According to the board, LaTulippe told the patient that wearing masks does not prevent the spread of the coronavirus and instructed against isolating because exposure to other people would give the patient immunity to COVID-19. The person was terminated as a patient a few weeks later, the board says, after questioning LaTulippe's advice. But when one owns a private business, one is supposed to be able to operate as one wishes when offering goods or services. So just like clients are supposed to be free to not buy something, sellers are supposed to be free to not sell something to someone. In fact, both sides are buyers and sellers engaging in exchange. A doctor is free to have an opinion based on his or her research, and a customer is free to visit or never return. Reputation follows both parties. So as a result, a doctor in a free market who has to satisfy customers will try to do his or her best if he or she wants to maximize business and gain a good reputation. This, contrary to what government doctors like Anthony Fauci do, which is to get paid regardless of market demand or satisfaction. And the same goes for the government bureaucrats who run the Oregon licensing scam. As generations of economists know, licensing is a government shakedown system, and it is not the driver of quality in any way. Stories of alleged bribery of health inspectors abound in U.S. history, and licensing is used by established industry figures as a way to block lower-priced, lower-margin upstarts from entering the market, thus preventing the poor from getting services in many, many fields. But hey, that situation allows politicians to claim that the market is too expensive and then ride on their tax-funded horses to claim it's their role to provide for the poor. Amazing. Hey, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Remember, please like and subscribe. Head over to MRCTV.org to find out everything that's happening over there. And if you want some great items for Christmas time, it's MRC-store, MRC-store. And I will mention, yes, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. We'll see you all there. And I'll see you in the comments section on YouTube. Remember, hit that like button and make sure you subscribe. For MRC TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.